Welcome back YouTube, and I am going to share with you how I made a snippet roll. And I made it with all kinds of little bits and pieces, and I started off with separate pieces of paper which I attached together with the Tim Holtz linen tape. Just to fill in the blank pages, I started off with some stamps in different kind of ink colors. Mostly I use coffee, red geranium, cobalt, jet black and watering can. And that gives a very nice base to work on. And you don't have to be afraid for the empty page syndrome. What you see me doing a lot is only using a part of a stamp, so you don't have to use the whole stamp. I find it more interesting to partially use it and just fill in some gaps here and there. What I'm trying to do is fill most of the white area. So I am looking for some spots which have the right measurements for the measurement of my stamp I'm working with. Don't be afraid to leave some white space because later on you will see we will have a lot of opportunities to fill up those gaps. This stamp is perfect for the little leftover spots. Just tap a piece of your stamp into the ink and use some little pieces. As I told you before, you will have some areas that are pretty white or clear. So I took out some papers that I like, and yeah, well, you know my style, roughen up the edges and ink them. And so you use the collage medium to glue them down right on those areas that you think are too white. And as soon as you discovered a style or a way of working that you prefer and like, you feel good about it, just repeat those steps and glue those pieces down. I love working with the Tim Holtz design tape. It's also perfect for this project. You can measure those pieces the way you like, larger or smaller. And it's a good way to also fill up some white area. And I used it both ways, horizontally and also vertically. And now I am just keep adding things that I think will fit this theme or this color scheme. And I really wanted to bring in some color. In this case, I chose a red label. And that means you have a reference point you can work with. Because when you choose a color, it means you can repeat those colors again and again. And that is also what you see me doing here. I am adding also a blue tone. This paper is also nice to use in the vertically way. Like I told you before, I chose the papers and tape to be both horizontally and vertically. So I'm still looking for materials that fit that theme and that way of working. And this paper is also a good fit. And I jumped into my stash and was searching for something a little bit more bold that gives contrast. And these numbers are great for that. They are black, so they really have that contrast. I love that in a project. And well, they are stickers, so easy to use. The same is for the stickers Quotations from Tim Holtz. They have a darker color, so if you repeat those steps and gluing down those quotes, you get the same effect, you create more contrast. And I also had some little pictures in my stash. I thought they would be a good fit because in a snippet roll you use little pieces and scraps and bits. So yeah, this size is nice to use for that. And still the same working method, roughening up the edges with the paper distresser, inking with the Archival Ink Coffee. And then finding finding a nice spot that is a little bit empty and that needs filling. So you're searching for a nice spot to put the pictures down. I also have a lot of old Dutch stamps, perfect color match in this color scheme, the blue and the red. And well, you can see I'm still searching for some clear spots to put them on. And yeah, repeat those steps in blue and red. And the same goes for these tickets. Your areas, your white areas will get smaller and smaller, but still search for them and yeah, make a nice composition. And I also just talked about contrast. This is also a nice example for that. I used some white lace against the darker color of the quotations. I also had some other lace in my stash, and you can easily color your lace or your fabric with the distress ink. I kept it in the same colors, the blue and green, so the faded jeans and the candied apple, they match perfect. So the whole lace was a little bit too neat for my liking, and I cut it in half. So you have all those frayed edges when you pull the thread. And yeah, that was the look I was going for. So in the background you still see the stamped images. I thought it was too plain. I added some vintage photo, the distress ink vintage photo, just to make it a little bit of a dirty look. I pulled out some ephemera packs and chose some beautiful butterflies and insects, and they will really complement this project because it's like eye candy for your eyes. Remember, we did glue down those labels. They are pretty blank in the middle. I am adding some pieces of text with this stamp set and just to fill in those gaps. And while this stamp set was already out, I decided to add a little bit more stamping in a red color, just to return the red into the project. Also a lovely stamp set, the Professor 2 from Tim Holtz. Did the same thing, roughen up the edges and inking it up. And why did I choose this stamp? Well, because I already worked in a horizontally and vertically position. This adds to the horizontal finishing touch. And the same goes for this one. Beautiful, bold letters, very good, readable. I can bring in the blues and I can bring in the horizontal position of this text. Perfect match. I still thought it was, the project had some areas that needed some attention, so I am still looking and searching for materials that I can use, to layer and layer and layer, and I just keep going. Because I already worked with the lace, it's a good fit when you want to use pieces of scrap fabric, an old cloth or something like that. It will add to your project and gives a cohesive look. I took out some little brown buttons and I wanted to give them an extra layer underneath, and I am using a non-skid mat for your cupboards. It's just a leftover piece that I have. Cut them into the right size and shape you want, and also the distress ink is suitable for coloring those pieces. I found some bright red thread to attach the button and the non-skid mat pieces together and tie it off with a cute knot on the top. I still had the feeling I was missing some extra pops of color, so I took out just a regular A4 size, well, it's mostly like a printer type of paper, not too thick. So I took it out and ripped some strips just to attach it to the sides and tear it so it will look a little bit rough. I also did that for a blue tone. This material is like a vellum piece. It just adds that pop of blue that I am looking for. I had some leftover scraps. Don't throw them away, but use them in the project. If you find some inspiration in this video, please give a thumbs up, leave a comment or subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate it and it makes me want to make more content for you. Thank you!